What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode now of the Leeds United, not the Leeds United, sorry, the career mode, of course. We moved from Leeds, we're now into Milan. In today's episode, though, guys, we're going to continue with our league campaign and see what we can do. We've first got a game coming up against Navarro, and then we've got a game against Palermo, and it looks as if we will end the episode off with that game against Ajax in the Champions League. So, hopefully we can do quite well in this one. We're still in the transfer window, but that's pretty much it, guys, for the deals on our end, pretty much. I think we've got a little bit more money. Maybe we've got 80 million right now. But if you take a look at the players that we're trying to get in, we are still looking at some transfer negotiations. In fact, no. Are we actually trying to get... Yeah, we won't be playing 3 games. Sorry, it'll be 2 games because we are still trying to get some players in the window. I forgot. I didn't realise I still had £80 million. So, right now, I'm not sure what I need in terms of bringing any players into the club. So, you can see our team and how it currently looks. I mean, you can see our bench as well. It's absolutely huge. Mauro Icardi was one of the guys that you guys asked me to get rid of. So, at some point, it looks as if I will be trying to offload him. But in terms of everywhere else on the pitch, I don't think there's that many more positions we need to bring into the club. So with this £80 million, I'm not sure what I'm going to go with out of our shortlist. Because if I show you it, of course, this is the shortlist as of right now. We could go for Ronaldo's regen. I think he'd be quite cool. But if you look at him, he's not that fantastic in terms of his work rates, in terms of weak foot or skill moves either. So although he's good stats-wise, he's not quite brilliant in terms of his work rates and that. So I'm looking around and thinking about what I could do next to bring into the club and change the series up a little bit. Kasper Dolberg might actually be an interesting one. Maybe I'll go for him. We'll see. I'll inquire about him again. I think I've already inquired about him before, and they said they wanted like £40 million. So if I have a look again and see what they come back to that one and say, because he could be quite interesting to bring in regardless. This guy looks incredible. 24, 83 overall. Look at his physical side of the game, and also his ball control and dribbling is absolutely astonishing there. So we'll take a look at for you, a few of these guys, make a couple of offers for them, and then we'll come back to you as soon as that's done. Alright, I'm actually going to put an offer in here for Dele Alli, the Spurs man. I'm a big fan of him in real life. I think he'd be extremely good to have in the series as well. Another 90 rated midfielder. I've offered them £60 million. We'll see what they say off of that back of that deal. But other than that, guys, we have got this opening game up against Novara coming up here now. And I'll show you the team that we are going to name for this one. And I'll also show you the, of course, everything like that, the sliders and stuff. That is the team I've named. Vincenzini on the left, Ousmane Dembele on the right. We, of course, have dropped Inaki Williams from the side. I've also put Sanchez into CDM, as one of you guys left me a comment saying try Sanchez in CDM and move Kimmich out onto the normal centre mid spot. So that's what I've done, and that is the team we have got coming into this one here. Hopefully we can get the result, and hopefully we can continue our good form that we had already in the last episode, and we managed to win, of course. I think it was 1-0, so we're looking to do very much the same in that. Let me just double check actually that the audio's okay. Commentary down at 4. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go into this one, guys. As you can see, that was the team. Hopefully he can get me the victory today. Come on, I believe in the boys. Cuts inside now. Still Vincenzini. Still Vincenzini. Finds the run of Ousmane Dembele. Dembele now on the ball. Still Ousmane Dembele. And still the strike comes in. And that was such a simple finish from him. I'm not fully convinced about this 4-3-3, by the way, guys. So, yeah, I'm not sure about it just yet. This was good from Ousmane Dembele, though. Kept his composure, kept everything he needed to do, continued the run until he had a prime position to take the strike on. And then, this is really, really strange, though, because it's not in the corner. It's straight down the middle. Unless it goes through her legs, it does. It goes through somebody's legs. So, in the end, the goalkeeper is at fault for it. But if it goes through somebody's legs, there's always that likelihood that it could take a deflection on the way through. As you can see, it's not completely in the corner. So, maybe that was a poor, defensive error made by the keeper and Navarro's back line. But I'll take it. We're 1-0 up and we lead the game. Dembele has had a good first half so far. Gets on the ball again here. Got a run of Marcus Rashford down the middle. Marcus Rashford's in behind now. Marcus Rashford! The poor first touch has let him down. I'm not convinced about Marcus Rashford, by the way, guys. I really am not, because again there, he's got 99 pace. So as soon as he messes up that touch, he should be able to get back to the ball. And for some reason, couldn't manage to do it. But in the first instance there, he shouldn't be taking such a bad touch, and he would have been in on goal. Great pass from Ousmane Dembele, and it should be 2-0. Good football. Sanchez through for Rashford. He has got the pace, and he has got there as well. Marcus Rashford. Good little fake shot. Rashford on the ball, and this time he makes no mistake. Great finish at the end of it as well from Marcus Rashford. That was what I wanted to see from him. Composure, nice fake shot to beat the defender, and then the finish was quality from him into that corner. Good little move there, and a great finish from Rashford. 2-0 up and cruising. Got it under control, but Rashford has dropped deep again. I hate my strikers when they drop deep. Here is Rashford. Now Kimmich. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez Forces one into Marcus Rashford, who brings it under control as well. Marcus Rashford goes around the defender. And the low-driven shot as the keeper makes an absolute howler of it. And Rashford has a second. It's not the most convincing of finishes from him, but we'll take it anyways. The low-driven shot sometimes works wonders, and there it should have been saved, in honesty. I got it wrong. I didn't get enough power behind it, but the keeper makes an absolute howler of it and doesn't make the save. And that's why the low-driven shot in this year's FIFA is absolutely broken. 3-0 up. 3 points are coming back with us here. And this has just been a convincing performance throughout. Kimmich wins the ball back for us brilliantly there, Kimmich. Now Dembele, who's Mane Dembele on the ball. Into the Godinho. Gives it off to Sanchez. Sanchez, I was going to try and pull the trigger there, but it just closed up in the very quick fashion there. Kimmich, nice ball. Dembele, lovely football. Dembele, good little roll. Good strike as well. Rashford, hat-trick. I couldn't get my words out, and there is a Marcus Rashford hat-trick. Composed finish into the top corner. A lovely finish from him. Great play, though, by Ousmane Dembele, keeping his composure with a little ball roll first, and then tries to finish it with a finesse shot. Keeper gets his foot to it, but it falls straight back to the very, very thankful Rashford as he gets himself his first Inter Milan hat-trick. Great composure there, actually, to get it back across the keeper and just about find it into that top corner as well from Marcus Rashford. Great finish, and we lead 4-0. Kimmich. Through for Vincencini. There is a nice pass from Kimmich, and Vincencini in to make it 5. And make it 5 he does. We have dominated Navarro today, and this has been absolutely sensational. Great ball from Kimmich through the middle. Says thank you very much as Vincencini puts it home to make it 5. What a performance from the boys. I mean, this is to be expected, though, you know. Navarro, no disrespect, not the greatest of sides in the league, or not the most, challenging that we're going to have to come up against. So we should be able to beat them and beat them convincingly, and we have done today. So phenomenal performance from the boys. I'm happy with it, and there's still roughly about 15 or so in-game minutes to go. So there's still that chance that we could possibly find one more. Great win back by Renato Sanchez, driving forward now in the 80th minute. Still Sanchez, and still going the Portuguese man. Renato Sanchez through for Ousmane Dembele now. Dembele on the turn. Gets it round a man. Still Dembele. And still gives it off to Tolisso. Tolisso, the Frenchman. And it's 6 for us here. This has been just demoralising for Navarro. But absolutely wonderful for us. 6-0 up in the game. Great finish from Tolisso. And you know what? This is I think this may be the biggest win I've had in our entire series. Which is pretty crazy. But fantastic finish from Tolisso. He's just sensational. Seriously, guys. If you're looking for an all-round midfielder for career mode, Tolisso is a beast. Quality. Kimmich with it. Into an area. Silveira's there. Can't win the header though, and it won't be cleared convincingly by Navarro here as it comes back for Kurt Zouma. Zouma into Tolisso. Tolisso tries to take the man on, and he will be tackled. And that should bring up, guys, the 90th minute. 6-0 victory. 3 points on the board for us. Fantastic performance. Rashford walks away with the match ball. Absolutely brilliant performance from the lads there. You can see we dominated the game throughout and deserved the 3 points there. So a great start to this episode. Let's continue with the window and hopefully make a couple more signings, or maybe just one more if it's a big player. And then we'll continue our good form, hopefully, in the league. All right, you can see, guys, Dele Alli's price tag, they want £91 million for him, so we're probably not going to go for it. In all honesty, guys, I don't know who I want to try and sign because we simply don't need the players. We're pretty much in the sense that we have a good enough team already, in my opinion. We don't need anybody else. And so there's not really too much point me going out and making a signing just for the sake of making it because they may never play for us. If you take a look at our squad already, there's people sat on the bench who arguably could be getting in the team, and yet they're struggling, The likes of Williams, Fosu Mensah, Ziterbo, who was quality for us last season, João Mario as well, are all on the bench and just simply can't get in the starting 11, which is one of them things. We've got such a good team here, so I don't particularly think we need anybody else, but I am going to maybe make one more signing, and that I'm expecting to be Kasper Dolberg. The reason being, I want to try him out. I haven't used him yet in FIFA, so I thought I'll go ahead and offer him some money and try our hardest to see if we can get him into the team. And then I can try him out, and he's actually somebody I'm looking for or looking at on my Road to Glory career mode. So getting him in this one won't be such a bad idea if we can try him out here and see what he's capable of doing. All right, we've got a couple of offers, guys. One for Amang, which I'm going to go ahead and accept because he won't get in the team either. And then we've got another one here for Lees Mello, which I'm going to go ahead and reject because he's obviously the other right back at the club that we've got alongside the new signing of, is it Godinho? Ajax have come back and said the offer we gave them for 43 million was unacceptable. So I'm going to go ahead and give them 50 instead and see if we can get him in. I know I'm pretty much overpaying for Dolberg here, but as I said, there's not really too many more strikers or not many two more players that I want to bring in. And I do want to try out him. So if I can possibly do that, that'll be good to see. I mean, again, unacceptable. 50 million, really? And you're saying turning it down? Wow. Unless, guys, I have actually got a feeling here that if I offer them a cheap amount of money plus somebody, they may actually give that one away. So we're going to offer them shot fear, and we're also going to give them 23 million. They could turn around and say it's not. I mean, I'm not like bothered about playing 53, but it would be nice to actually offload a player that we're not going to use and still keep a little bit of money at the club in case in January we come around and want to sign anybody. So we'll see. They did actually accept it, 23 million plus shot. So I'll take that. We'll offer him a contract here, and we'll see if he wants to join us here at Inter. There you go, guys. He's accepted his contract as well. So Dolberg becomes the newest signing into this Inter Milan squad. The 25-year-old looks like he could be capable of doing good things for us. So that basically wraps up our window. I am going to keep the rest of the money we currently have, which you can see is 70 million plus a £1 million wage budget. I'm also going to bump it down, guys, our budget. You can see I've moved it from 70 million to 100 million plus 300,000 in the wage. So for the transfer window in January, if we get around to making or want to make any other signings, we do in fact have a nice bit of money to spend. I'm going to keep the rest of it because I think our squad of right now is good enough to be able to compete as it is. I mean, we've got an extremely good squad, so I don't think we need any other players. Just quickly, I do want to take a look, though, at the signings that the rest of the players have made, or the rest of the teams, rather, have made around us, the ones that are going to be capable of sort of challenging us. You can see how much we spent, £252 million we have spent this window. Crazy. Juventus has spent 31, which is a bit weird. Wait, have they got Luke Ayling? Or is that a different Ayling? I swear, if they have got Luke Ayling from Leeds, that would be a very strange signing. Let's take a look, actually, because surely it won't be Luke Ayling. No, it must be Adam Ayling. Yeah, it's Adam Ayling. So there you go. So they brought in Adam Ayling. I don't know where he came from. I thought it was going to be Luke Ayling then for a second, which would have been absolutely outrageous. But we'll take a look then at what they actually, or what the other teams around us have bought in. So there is the transfers from Juventus. The transfers in terms of Lazio, some decent ones in there, but nothing really too special. Same for Milan. They haven't really spent too much themselves. Napoli haven't spent anything. Anybody else that I'm really worried about this year? Probably not really. Roma, they haven't bought anybody out, but they haven't brought anybody in, but they've sold somebody. A couple of other guys as well, a couple of other teams rather. And honestly, guys, for us to spend 250 million, we should be hands down winning this title comfortably. So if we don't win it, there's something seriously wrong. Alright guys, I'm going to switch up the team slightly for this upcoming game here. We're actually going to give Williams a start out on the right. We're going to move Dembele across. We're also going to give a start to the new signing, Kasper Dolberg. I know Maricardi's still on the bench and looks like he wants to try and get himself into the team. But as of right now, in fact, Dolberg's not fit enough. So we're going to start with Rashford and we'll play Dolberg probably in the next episode. But for now, Rashford starts. We're also probably going to give a game to Fosu Mensah here, and I'm going to give Tolisso a rest and play Sanchez in that position instead. Zuma's been on international duty, and so we'll give we'll give Gunter a run out in his place. Let's see what Lou is. Is Lou back yet? No, he's not. He's still out injured, unfortunately. Lees Mello is back, though, so for a right back, if we need him to come in, he can do the job for us. But as of right now, that's the team we're going to name for this upcoming game. We are playing against Palermo, hoping to get another 3 points on the board for us. We'll go into it regardless and just try our best. And if we win, we win. If we lose, unfortunately, we will lose. But, as I said, I want to try and go unbeaten. So if we can do it, that would be absolutely fantastic. But sometimes you end up losing games that you just don't expect to do. And Palermo could be one of those teams to upset us. But hopefully not. Hopefully we can do the job at hand here today. And hopefully we can get another victory for ourselves as well. Showing you the slide, of course, like I try to remember to do in every single episode. If I ever forget, I'm sorry. I do try my best to show it, but occasionally I do forget to do so. So let's go, guys. Pick up 3 points. And let's end the episode off on a high. Now Fosu Mensah. We need to go forward with the ball, not trying to go backwards here. Fosu Mensah on the ball again. Kimmich. Into Rashford. Rashford. Into Sanchez. Sanchez with the ball now. Looks back for Rashford. Gives it off to him as well. Not quite where I wanted it, but still Marcus Rashford. And still Marcus Rashford. And still Marcus Rashford. Good save by the keeper. Kimmich winning the header as well. Straight to Sanchez. Renato Sanchez now. Sanchez with a second by. Off the post. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Stroke of half time, and we should be leading by a goal to nil. Good save initially, and then Sanchez does that off the post. My word, this game sometimes can be so frustrating. I'm actually going to take off on Aki Williams. He has been shocking so far today. Vincentini's going to come on, and we're going to try and deploy it the same way we had in that 6-0 win last time. We need to change the game. Kimmich, I've literally got 2 players up, while Palermo has their entire team behind them. Here is Ousmane Dembele. Driving forward now. Still Dembele, and still Dembele, and still... Go on, Ousmane. This is quality from him. And what a finish at the end of it by Ousmane Dembele. He is sensational. Easily one of the best players I've used in career mode. What a quality run. And the finish is just absolutely sublime. cutting in from the right-hand side after I took off on Aki Williams here. Moved him over to that right mid spot. And that is just world-class from Ousmane Dembele. Take a bow, son. That's all I'm going to say. What a goal. And still. And he gives it out to Vincenzo. You know, it comes into Sanchez instead. Back to Rashford. Rashford on the edge of the area. Rashford striking. And he's come back off the bar again. I'm sure he had one like that in the previous game as well. The amount of times I try a finesse shot goalwards and I hit the bar. You've seen it so many times in the My Player as well. Happens a lot to me in this game. Rashford. Good skill. Brilliant from Marcus Rashford. And still Marcus Rashford. And this one does hit the woodwork. But goes in off it. And we lead the game by 2-0. 18 minutes to go in the game. And the 3 points are coming to us regardless in this one. I want to say it hasn't been easy, but in all honesty, it has been easy. But seriously, man, sometimes I do struggle to break them down. And that first half performance simply wasn't good enough. I mean, you can see we did hit the post on the stroke of it. But in all honesty, guys, I didn't feel good after that first half. So I'm so glad in the second we came out and got the job done. Vincenzo with a dink towards the back stick. Rashford's there. Rashford wins it, and it's 3. That wasn't... I don't know. That was so surprising the way that ball has ended up in the back of the net. Rashford gets his head on it back stick, makes it 3, and this looks a lot more convincing than it actually should have been, because although Palermo haven't deserved anything from out of it, they haven't really deserved to lose it 3-0 either. I mean, you can see, goalkeeper, I don't know what you're trying to do there, but that's not the most convincing of headers, and it probably should be saved. Back across the keeper, Rashford again gets himself 2 goals. So in this episode so far, a hat-trick in the first, and then 2 in this one, 5 goals from the opening 2 games of Marcus Rashford. And I was sat there in the opening game of this episode saying I'm not totally convinced by him. Boy, was I wrong. Palermo do come forward now, looking to get themselves on the score sheet in this one. And Hal Gunter has to do defensive duties, and he's done it quite well there. No way! There is no way that's actually been given as a penalty. This game sometimes is an absolute joke. Gunter wins the ball completely fair and square. I tried to clear it there. How? How are you actually going to give that as a penalty? I tried to press A to clear it with Fosu Mensah. And in the end, he took the man out. And they're going to go Palermo. And it's not saved. I went the right way. Good penalty, though. Shocking. Referee, hang your head in shame. That's never a penalty kick. I mean, I don't care because, we're going to win anyways. But seriously, man, this game sometimes is an absolute joke. How that has been given as a penalty. Referee seriously needs to give his head a check. Cross comes in. Cleared away by Silveira. It's not convincingly cleared away. I don't know why he's not heading that straight into the path of Renato Sanchez, who was waiting for it. Makes more sense, doesn't it? And we aren't going to win it back with Ousmane Dembele, because that's just, it wouldn't happen ever, would it? Fosu Mensah brings him on the edge of the area, and it's going to possibly be 3-2. No. Struck goes wide. This end of the game has been so frustrating, and seriously, how that was given as a penalty, I have no idea. And if we'd have lost that 1-0 through that penalty kick, I would have been quitting the series here and then, because that is frustrating. I didn't even press tackle. He was in control of the ball. I tried to clear it with Fosu Mensah by pressing A, and instead of kicking the ball, somehow he kind of got in an altercation with the man, and the man fell over, and the ref pointed to the spot. Stupid. But guys, as I said, that is going to bring up the end of the episode, and we only made 1 signing in this one, Kasper Dolberg, with that signing. And we picked up 2 victories as well, although the first of which was so convincing, the second was just frustrating to play. But regardless, we get 6 points from a possible 6. I'll show you the league table as well. Of course, I'll show you our group stage in terms of who we've got, because it's quite interesting. In the Champions League group, we actually do, in fact, have Inter Milan, Arsenal, Ajax, and Celtic. So I'm going to be playing against my supporting team in the form of Arsenal. I'll show you some of the other groups while I'm here as well. Bayern taking on Leeds, Villarreal, and Rubin Kazan. In terms of Group C, we have Real Madrid, Chelsea, Bordeaux, and Anderlecht. That's a big group. Group D is big as well. Paris, Wolfsburg, Benfica, Besiktas, so PSG in a sort of tough group to try and retain their title. Barcelona, AS Monaco, Sporting, and Red Bull Salzburg in Group E. Group F is, in fact, Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Schalke, PSV, and is that Saint Etienne. Group G is Manchester City, Dortmund, Udinese, Spartak, Moscow, H, Juventus, Liverpool, Porto, Trabzonspor. I probably butchered that, I apologise. So, in some of those groups, there is quite a few. I guess some of them are quite simple, but other ones are quite difficult. Like, ours isn't completely difficult, but it's still not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. But, guys, that's going to wrap up the episode. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like, rate, and as always, thank you all so much for your continued support on the channel. I'll catch you all with another video very soon. Adios.